It was the kind of morning that promised ordinary romance. Valentine's Day, February 14, 2005, in the gritty heart of Bushwick, Brooklyn. 19-year-old Rashawn Brazell, with his bright eyes, infectious laugh, and dreams bigger than the brownstones around him, hugged his mother, Desire, before heading out. "I'll meet you for lunch in Manhattan after the accountant," he said, flashing that smile that could light up the gloomiest subway platform. Rashawn was openly gay, unapologetically himself in a world that didn't always welcome it. He was heading to the Gates Avenue J train station, just blocks away, buzzing with the naive energy of youth. At 7:30 a.m. the intercom in the Brazell family apartment crackled to life. Rashawn didn't think twice. He bounded down the stairs, tan jacket zipped against the winter chill, sneakers fresh and hopeful. Security footage captured his easy stride, no fear, no hesitation. Outside, on the cracked sidewalk of Gates Avenue, a man waited. Witnesses would later describe him: black male, about 6 feet tall, medium build, dark jacket, wool hat pulled low over his eyes. They talked like acquaintances, maybe even family. No raised voices. No red flags. The two men walked together to the station, boarded the train toward Manhattan, and, according to a woman who rode 2 stops with them, got off at Nostrand Avenue in Bedford-Stuyvesant. Rashawn stepped into the crowd and vanished from the world of the living. Desire waited at their Manhattan lunch spot that afternoon. No Rashawn. Calls went unanswered. By evening, panic set in. She filed a missing persons report, her heart whispering prayers into the cold Brooklyn night. 3 days later, on February 17, the nightmare cracked open. An A-train worker at Nostrand Avenue station spotted 2 black garbage bags on the tracks, bulging unnaturally. He called it in. When transit cops sliced them open, human limbs spilled out, arms, legs, a torso, severed with surgical precision, cut so clean they screamed of a bone saw or heavy blade. The flesh was fresh, the blood still tacky. It was Rashawn. The horror multiplied. The next day, at a recycling plant in Greenpoint, workers sorting trash screamed as a human head tumbled onto the conveyor belt. Rashawn's face, eyes closed in eerie peace, as if he'd simply nodded off. Over the next week, more bags surfaced across Brooklyn and Queens, double-bagged blue and black plastic hiding fingers, thighs, ribs. Every piece of Rashawn was eventually accounted for, except his hands. Those delicate hands, which had once sketched fashion designs and hugged his mom tight, were gone forever. Stolen. Souvenirs. The question haunted investigators. The autopsy painted a portrait of terror. Rashawn was alive when the cutting started, defensive gashes on his forearms, hesitation marks slicing across his neck like failed suicide attempts turned murder. Toxicology showed a sedative in his system, just enough to weaken but not numb the pain. He'd fought, weakly, desperately. In an abandoned building near Nostrand Avenue, a forgotten shell of bricks and shadows, forensics found a slaughterhouse, blood-spattered floors, drag marks snaking through dust, a single sneaker print matching Rashawn's size 10. A bloody bag nearby bore a faint label, Govan. Hours of meticulous work, posing limbs in the bags like macabre art, then scattering them like confetti across the city. For 12 years, the case festered. NYPD's Cold Case Squad chased ghosts, tips from America's Most Wanted episodes that aired thrice, sketches of the mystery man, even a Princeton panel dissecting the hate crime angle. Was it anti-gay bigotry? A spurned lover? The streets whispered theories, but evidence dried up like old blood. Rashawn's community rallied, vigils with his portrait, rainbow flags at half-mast, Desire becoming a fierce advocate for queer black youth, founding the Rashawn Brazell Foundation to fight violence against LGBTQ+ people of color. Then, in 2016, a DNA bombshell. Florida cops arrested Kwahara Govan, 37, for robbery. His profile hit the national database, and lit up like a flare. It matched scratches under 17-year-old Sharabia Thomas's fingernails from her 2004 Bushwick murder, naked, stuffed in laundry bags, dumped in an alley. Govan, a former Gates Avenue resident, was Rashawn's cousin and across-the-street neighbor. NYPD flew south, extradited him in November 2016. Interrogators pressed on Rashawn. Govan dodged with inconsistent statements, claiming no association despite growing up blocks apart. But the bloody bag from the crime scene? It screamed his name. On February 22, 2017, almost exactly 12 years after the buzz of that intercom, Govan was charged with Rashawn's murder. Courtroom chaos erupted. He kicked, screamed, "I'm being framed," refused fingerprints, had to be dragged in shackles. "I can't dissect a frog," he howled, as if biology class disproved butchery. Prosecutors painted him as a monster driven by twisted faith, a Jehovah's Witness who called Rashawn an abomination for being gay, forbidden fruit from his own bloodline. Govan's history. A trail of violence predating 2005, possible links to other unsolveds. He mouthed, "You know I love you," to Desire in court, a creepy olive branch that chilled her to the bone. Convicted of Sharabia's murder in 2018, 25 years to life, Govan faced Rashawn's trial next. But in May 2023, on the eve of jury selection, Brooklyn DA Eric Gonzalez dropped the charges. Govan's alibi, driving classes in St. Louis on Valentine's Day 2005, backed by new witnesses after 18 years. Time had eroded edges, DNA links frayed without disprovable proof. The indictment was dismissed, sealed. Desire exploded in fury. If it wasn't a guaranteed win, they didn't want it. Lead Detective Lou Telano called it a gut punch. As of December 8, 2025, 20 years on, Govan walks free on that count, serving life for Sharabia in Sing Sing. No retrial. No closure. The hands remain missing. The buzzer's echo lingers. Was Govan the monster who rang at 7:30 a.m. luring family to slaughter? Or a convenient fall guy in a case too old, too queer, too black for easy justice? Brooklyn's shadows hold the truth, and on rainy Valentine's mornings, Desire still lights 19 candles, one for each year without her son. Somewhere, a cousin's love hides a blade. The rain falls, and the unanswered buzz hums eternal.